Your breakthrough is not always loud. Sometimes it arrives as silence, as delay, as a door that will not open, no matter how many times you push. And here is the paradox. The moment you feel the farthest from the life you want is often the moment you are closest to it. Because the universe rarely upgrades your life by handing you a trophy. It upgrades your life by upgrading you. So if you're here right now, if something in you felt pulled to this message without knowing why, you may be standing on the edge of a shift. And in the next few minutes, I want to show you 3 things. Why this phase feels so uncomfortable. How to recognize the signs that the breakthrough is close. And what to do so you don't quit right before the door opens. Because the shift you're entering is not always glamorous on the outside. It's the kind that rearranges your inner world so thoroughly. Your outer world has no choice but to follow. And maybe you can feel it right now. A strange pressure in your chest. A restlessness that won't go away. A feeling like you've outgrown something, but you don't yet know what comes next. That is not a sign you're failing. That is your old identity losing its grip. Let's be honest. This stage doesn't feel spiritual. It feels like life is ignoring you. You've been trying to do the right things. You've been reading, learning, manifesting, journaling, visualizing. You've been working on yourself, trying to stay positive, trying to stay aligned. But then, real life hits. Bills still come. People still disappoint you. The same patterns still show up like clockwork. And the thing you've been asking for, clarity, love, purpose, peace, abundance, still feels like it's somewhere far away. And that's when the mind does what it does best. It starts negotiating with doubt. Maybe I'm not meant for this. Maybe I missed my chance. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe the universe isn't listening. Maybe this is just my life. And it's not only thoughts. It shows up in how you move. You check your phone too often. You refresh and refresh, hoping for the message, the call, the confirmation. You start forcing conversations, forcing outcomes, forcing yourself to be okay. Or you do the opposite. You go numb. You scroll. You distract. You stay busy. You tell yourself you don't care. But deep down, you do. Because a part of you knows you were not made to live half awake. A part of you knows you didn't come here just to survive. And here's the hard truth. When you are in the middle of a breakthrough, it can look exactly like a breakdown. Let me make this real. Last week, I watched someone get the exact thing they prayed for, and it triggered them. Not because it was bad, because their nervous system didn't recognize safety. That's what this phase is. Because transformation rarely feels like becoming. It often feels like losing certainty, losing control, losing the comfort of familiar pain. Because the universe does not give you a new life while you are still clinging to the old one. And the mind hates that. The mind wants a plan, a timeline, a guarantee. But awakening doesn't work like a corporate schedule. It works like nature, like seasons. Winter doesn't ask your permission to strip the trees bare. It just comes, and it looks like death. Until spring proves it was preparation. This is why so many people quit right before the shift. They interpret the stripping away as punishment instead of initiation. But this phase is often a clearing, a sacred demolition. Life is removing what cannot come with you. And sometimes that removal looks like a relationship that suddenly feels wrong, a job that starts draining you more than it pays you, a friendship that becomes heavy, shallow, or competitive, a goal you chased for years that suddenly feels empty. You might think, why now? But that is the point. Because you're not becoming the person who can handle more, while still holding on to what kept you small. Now let's bring this down from the clouds for a moment. Your breakthrough is not only spiritual, it's biological. When you've lived through stress, rejection, scarcity, or emotional instability, your nervous system learns a certain language, a language of bracing for impact, of expecting disappointment, of staying on guard. And even when your mind says, "I want something better," your body may still be whispering, "Better is not safe." This is why manifestation can feel confusing. You visualize abundance, but your body still tightens when something good starts to happen. You affirm love, but your stomach knots when someone gets close. You pray for expansion, but you sabotage the opportunity because your identity is trained to survive, not receive. So sometimes the delay is not a punishment. Sometimes a delay is a nervous system negotiation, not because you're unworthy, because you're being rewired. A breakthrough is not just the arrival of something new, it is the capacity to keep it. And capacity is built in silence, repetition, and surrender. Quick reset right now. Unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders. Exhale longer than you inhale, and say quietly inside, "I am safe to receive," because this is the real work, not forcing the universe to hurry, but teaching your body that peace is allowed. Carl Jung spoke about transformation in a way that still feels timeless. We don't become whole by pretending we are only light. We become whole by meeting what we've avoided, by turning toward the shadow. And the shadow isn't evil. It's simply the parts of you that were pushed down to be accepted, to be safe, to be loved. The part that learned to people please. The part that learned to stay quiet. The part that learned to shrink your dreams before the world could shrink them for you. When your breakthrough is close, those old parts rise, not to ruin you, to be integrated. That's why you may feel emotional for no clear reason, why you may feel triggered, why old memories suddenly return. It's like your inner world is saying, if we're going to a new level, we cannot pretend we're not carrying these wounds. And it can feel like regression. But it's not regression. It's the deep cleaning before the new chapter. Here's a truth you need to remember. A storm is never the sky. The sky is vast, quiet, endless. But when thunder roars, the mind forgets the sky exists. It thinks this storm is everything. Yet, above the clouds, the sky is still there. Your anxiety is not your destiny. Your uncertainty is not your future. Your confusion is not your final form. It is weather, and weather passes. But the part of you that witnesses it, that part is the sky. That part is your higher self. And when you learn to identify with the sky, not the storm, everything changes. Because you stop reacting to life like an emergency, and you start responding to life like an artist. Most people think a breakthrough looks like sudden luck, a new relationship, a big check, a viral moment, a miracle. But life often gives a different kind of miracle first. It gives you inner quiet, not because your problems disappear, but because you stop feeding them your life force. You stop arguing with reality. You stop begging for proof. You stop making your peace conditional. And then the breakthrough becomes inevitable because your behavior changes. Your boundaries change. Your decisions change. Your nervous system starts trusting safety. You start walking like you're already chosen. You start speaking like you're already becoming. You start making decisions like you're already free. And the world responds. Because the world always responds. To what you tolerate, to what you believe, to what you embody. Now, here is the shift that makes the difference. It's simple, but it's not easy. Stop forcing what is not aligned. Stop gripping the river. You cannot hold water in a clenched fist. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips. But open your hand, and the water can rest there for a moment. Flow doesn't mean doing nothing. Flow means doing what is yours to do, without trying to control what is not yours to control. Your job is the intention, the action, the alignment. Life's job is the timing, the orchestration, the unseen connections you cannot predict. And when you accept that division of labor, you stop exhausting yourself. You stop confusing effort with worthiness. You stop believing, if I'm not struggling, I'm not growing. Sometimes growth is rest. Sometimes growth is walking away. Sometimes growth is allowing. Let me offer you a different question. What if the thing you want hasn't happened yet? Because at the old level of you, it would have broken you? What if that relationship didn't work out because it was a lesson disguised as love? What if that opportunity didn't come through because it would have chained you to a smaller version of success? What if the universe is not withholding? What if it is refining? There is a kind of not yet that is actually mercy, a divine pause, because some doors open only when you have the strength to walk through them without losing yourself. And when you embody this, something subtle happens. You stop hunting for signs, and life gets loud in the right direction. The right words land at the right time. A stranger says something that hits your soul. A book opens to the sentence you needed. A song answers the question you couldn't say out loud. At first, you call it coincidence, but eventually you realize your perception is changing. You are no longer scanning life for threats. You are scanning life for alignment. You notice how your body responds to people, how your energy rises in certain spaces and collapses in others, how some conversations leave you brighter and some leave you smaller, and you start choosing accordingly. That is the beginning of power. Then life starts rearranging, not because you demanded it, but because you stopped blocking it. You start saying no without guilt. You start taking yourself seriously. You start honoring your intuition over your fear. You stop romanticizing what hurts you. You stop defending what drains you. And suddenly, you have room. Room for the new. Room for the life that doesn't require you to betray yourself. Imagine this. You're standing in a dark hallway. Behind you are doors you've already walked through. Doors labeled settling, overthinking, waiting for permission, trying to be chosen, staying where I'm not valued. And ahead of you, there is a door with no label, a door you can't fully see, because the light is coming from behind it. That door is your breakthrough. But to open it, you have to do one thing. Stop turning around. Stop rewriting the past. Stop bargaining with what already ended. Stop asking the same questions 1,000 times. And just walk forward, even if you don't feel ready. Because readiness is often a myth. If you need the outcome to feel okay, you're not manifesting. You're negotiating. The universe doesn't call the ready. It readies the called. Now let's make this practical. Here are 3 signs your breakthrough is close. Your old life feels louder than ever. The same routine feels unbearable. The same conversations feel empty. Even your usual distractions don't work. This is not you becoming ungrateful. This is you becoming awake. You're being asked to trust without proof. You feel pulled toward a new path, but you can't explain it logically. Your intuition whispers, and your mind wants a spreadsheet. This is the training ground of faith. And faith is not pretending. Faith is moving with integrity, while uncertainty is still present. Things are falling apart in ways that reveal truth. Masks slip. Patterns expose themselves. You see people clearly. You see yourself clearly. And clarity can feel cruel at first, until you realize it is freedom. So if your breakthrough is close, what do? You do not panic. You do not chase. You return to alignment. Here are 3 grounded steps. Step 1. Release the timeline. A timeline is useful for planning, but it can become a cage for the soul. Tell yourself, I do not need to know when. I need to know who I'm becoming. Step 2. Act like the person who has already shifted, not in a fake way, in a choice-based way. If you were already becoming your next self, what boundary would you stop breaking? What habit would you stop delaying? What would you stop tolerating today? Step 3. Practice receiving. Receiving is a skill. Start small. Say thank you when support comes. Rest without guilt. Let good news land without waiting for bad news to chase it. Let life be kinder than you expected. And if you need something simple you can do every day, try this 3-minute alignment protocol. 1 minute of slow breathing. 1 minute naming the real fear. I'm afraid it won't happen. 1 minute of one aligned action. Send the email. Clean the space. Take the walk. Tell the truth. Choose yourself. Because momentum is spiritual, and so is regulation. If you're seeing this, your breakthrough may already be here. Not necessarily as the thing you asked for, but as the version of you who can finally hold it. That version is being built in you right now. In the moments you choose peace over panic. In the moments you choose truth over comfort. In the moments you choose alignment over approval. Your life is not stuck. It is unfolding, like the moon, not rushing to become full, yet never failing to become whole. So take a breath, loosen your grip, and let the river carry you forward. Because what is meant for you will not require you to lose yourself to earn it. And if this message landed at the exact moment you needed it, comment 1 word, shift. Stay here a little longer. Let these words settle into you. And if you want more cinematic guidance like this, more reminders when the mind gets loud, subscribe to the channel. You're not alone in this shift, and the next chapter of your life may be closer than you think.